Welcome to another edition of Power of Print with your buddies here at Solo Printing.
Yep. Welcome back.
Here today with Lorenzo. So today we got some exciting news. Today we're announcing, it's already been announced, but on our podcast, our investment for that we made in Q1 2026, which is a new Fuji digital press.
Yeah.
So that's gonna. The reason behind that is additional capabilities and capacity in that department, which was struggling at times to keep up.
Yeah.
And this press we'll get into a little bit into this podcast. Some of the additional capabilities which I think a lot of our customers can leverage to their benefit. So
we've seen, like we've talked about in the past, we've seen in the marketplace that the trends are moving towards variable data, some personalization, and kind of doing more of a, standout print, not a standard print, where they want to separate themselves and be able to drive home their offer, whatever their call to action is. And this press really gives us the capability to do so, in a bunch of different ways.
With some bling bling kind of.
With some bling bling,
some of the standout capabilities on this particular press is some embellishment features it has. So it has some metallics that we could print. So it has gold metallic, silver metallic. Those are great for luxury brands that want to put the recipient's name in gold, or silver. Just ideas. We could do a white toner. So like if it's a black sheet, you could put a white toner in the back to make that image pop. And then it has also a clear toner, which it's kind of in between aqueous and a UV coating. So it's a shiny coating, which could be done completely variable. It could be done overall or completely variable piece to piece. So that's kind of the standout capability that press offers, which I think a lot of our customers could leverage.
Yep, I know. I think we've seen it, personally seen it with our existing customers that want to try to, again, do that standout print. What can they do to kind of really set themselves, above and beyond their competition? Yeah. And that gives them a lot of different options. And it requires a little bit of, R&R on the front end, right? They need to get involved with us to make sure that what they're trying to achieve is achievable on that press. Yeah. And the substrate that they're going to use, the papers and things like that. You brought up the part about the white on a beautiful black sheet or a red sheet. Yeah. Man, it just looks fantastic. It looks very elegant now, but it has to have the right design, aspect to it. But those give us a lot of flexibility. And when we're talking about our customer base and the market, we're talking about postcards, direct mail, all that type of stuff really kind of gives them an opportunity to set themselves apart.
To make it pop.
Yeah, to make it pop. Yeah.
And as we continue, as the industry continues to change or morph into where we are today, BDP continues to rise. Yeah. So, BDP data is king right now. I mean, there's tons of data out there, which I think everybody should be leveraging to the best of their ability. So, it's become essential for all types of marketing now. I mean, prior to VDP being so big, it was kind of blanket on area. Now it's more targeted. Know who you're sending the stuff to and potentially be a good candidate for you. Customers are expecting relevance and not mass messaging. That goes
absolutely.
With kind of the BDP. If we could put, you could put your client's name in gold, silver, or any color for that matter. But that helps. Like when you open a package and it says Lorenzo on it, be like, oh wow. Yeah,
no, absolutely.
Absolutely. We know in printing how it's done. It is mass still, but it's going to normal person is like, hey, wow, they took the time to put my name on it.
You're going to look at it. You're going to look at it.
So again, that's leverage the data. I can't stress that enough.
That's exactly right.
And as print continues to evolve, that's going to continue, especially for marketing mail. It's going to continue to evolve in that way. So,
absolutely.
You had mentioned a couple ideas and pieces that we could use this for. So I mean,
like existing customers are starting to kind of realize that the data is so important. So instead of kind of spray and pray how we've done in the past, is really focusing on the message they want to get. and they already know that these are customers. Is how can you get them to do some type of call and action? So, sort of like jewelry and these high-end luxury brands, as you mentioned. Cruise lines is another good one. They're already existing cruisers, right? But how do you get them with all that competition that we have in the Port of Miami, Port Fort Lauderdale? How do you get them to come back? And you do it by applying some of these, these high-end, features that we can do, these embellishments.
Yeah.
Again, we can customize the picture for that particular person, Lorenzo or Robert. This is where you went in the Caribbean. Now we're going to offer you in Alaska, but you can do it with, the gold, the silver, a different image, or the clear, and really make it pop and engage them so that it's just not another piece of mail that they're getting in the mailbox. Yeah. And I think people are getting tired of that stuff, right? We're all getting tired of that, right? Not even the mailbox, it's our phones, it's our computers, the amount of the bombardment that we're getting. So I think this gives us an opportunity, the whole market, by the way, not just solar printing, but the people that are realizing that how important data is and the message that's going to get to their consumer, how important that is. And sometimes you only get, very few opportunities to do so.
We gotta, the way I think the best way to approach it on the customer side is to kind of get in touch with your account executive ahead of time, kind of see what you're envisioning, make sure it's achievable. I think it has a lot of capabilities that I think we could offer. So I can't stress it enough to kind of pre-plan a little bit of this. We need the data. The data is important. So to be able to achieve some of these things. But anything that's you want to stand out. I mean, this press has the ability, and the cost to do some of these embellishments, I mean, is relatively inexpensive compared to some of the other offline embellishments that we got to do, foil stamping, embossing, things like that.
Spot UVs, the soft touch, all those coatings. Absolutely.
It's a little bit more cost effective. So, and it should create more ROI for you. So,
and it gives us a little bit more control. Right? Sometimes when we're going from press to a finishing piece of equipment,
there's movement, there's all types of things.
And we lose a little bit of control every step, and which just requires a lot of detail. This happens to give us a lot of control in one place and kind of, on one piece of equipment, really, because if we can image this in line doing all these embellishments, it's cuts, it sorts, and mails, and it's done. So it's very efficient.
Yeah. So again, I mean, some of the pieces that you guys could think about is mail, covers. I mean, it could be an entire book if you want, entire pamphlet or booklet. We're seeing it in the higher end retail jewelry, for example. Yep. Some of the cruise lines are starting to use some of this. Education, higher education is another one. They gotta attract. Yep. A lot of these schools they have golds and silvers as their primary color. So I think we've seen it in some of our customers that are using it now as well. So leverage it, use this and talk to your account executive, kind of get some ideas of what we're looking at and how we could help you.
Give us a shot. Let us know so we can get involved with it and show you some samples of the testing that we're doing. And
I'll show you here. I mean, just quick. So this is a pink underlay that we could put, so it kind of makes some of the colors pop differently. We had some. This is the gold. This is on a matte paper, but I mean, you see the gold. I mean, it pops. I mean, it looks really good. So silver. I mean, you see there, it's very close to a metallic ink. So it's. Definitely, I think this is the white. That's beautiful. On a black sheet. That's beautiful. So, I mean, this is something completely different for a very one-off piece. Again, high-end pieces is what we're seeing. So, again, can't stress enough. Get a hold of your account executive that can at least give you some samples and some direction on what we could do on it. And I think definitely leverage it. I mean, I think it could be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is just kind of our commitment, going back to how we try to position ourselves in the market. That we know that we need to kind of keep adapting and improvising as we move along.
It's fun of printing.
Yeah,
keep moving forward. So, short and sweet, kind of. But that's what we want to touch on, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Come on, visit us. Come say hello and take a look at what we're capable of doing. So, bye.